Morning, everybody. If you're watching this video, you know I'm not here today. I explained yesterday that I was going to be away at a workshop, and it's probably after French, and you're enjoying your morning snack. As I explained yesterday, the last time I had to leave, I came back to some not very encouraging reports about people being disrespectful and loud and disobedient and things that are just unacceptable to me and any other adult in the building. So I am not coming back to stuff like that this time around when I come back tomorrow. In fact, make it your goal for having this as your best day at school this year so far. All right, so I look forward to hearing what Mrs. Shinkle has to say and what your teacher today has to say in the notes back to me. I'm going to try and keep this short because I want to give you as much time to work on your writing as possible in this block. So right after this video, your snack should be done. Okay, it doesn't take more than a couple minutes to have a snack. So right after this video, snacks are finished and you're going to transition into writing. Priority is to finish your narratives. So I have finished commenting on everybody's narrative. So you should have comments applicable to your story for you to go through and start making your final revisions and final edits. Once you've done that, my suggestion is that you kind of read it quietly out loud to yourself to hear what it sounds like. Because sometimes what we write and what we see with our eyes does not sound very good when we hear it read back to us. And remember, you are going to be recording these, so you kind of want to hear what it might sound like to a reader. And then that's a really good way of proofreading and making sure that you've said what you wanted to say. If you finish that story, you know that you move on to finish your human development reflection. Some of you are very close to finishing both. That's fantastic. If you finished your narrative and you finished your human development reflection, you're going to have some time to work on something productive and quiet. That means independent reading. That could mean catching up on your science notes to make sure that your science notes are complete, because I know some of you missed some notes. That could mean finishing any French homework that you missed. It could mean working on math, but it does not mean playing games on the iPad. Absolutely does not mean that. In fact, there should be no iPad games at all at any point in the day today. So just so we're clear about that, you had a lot of free time yesterday because we had all 3 recesses indoors. So that's 25, 15, and 15. That's more than an hour, close to an hour's worth of gaming time. That's more than enough. So unless it's an indoor recess today, there's no gaming throughout the day if you happen to finish your work early. Okay, find something productive to do, something else productive to do. After this video, you're going to work on your writing. After recess, you're going to work on your math. As I explained yesterday, you're working with a partner. This is going to be your elbow partner. Okay, so there's a reason that I put you seated beside the people that you're seated beside. And I want you to work with your elbow partner. You're working on this Minecraft inquiry, which your teacher will talk about after recess and introduce that to you. Okay. There are some linking cubes at the back table as well. If you're having trouble visualizing this, you can actually build certain things out. But if you can do it right in Minecraft, you want to do it right in Minecraft. Once you're finished, you're going to take a screen cap. All the instructions are here, but I just want to recap. You're going to take a screen cap of your work, and you're going to submit that to me on Edmodo. There's an assignment posted on there. Only one of you in your pair has to submit that assignment, but in your submission, please tell me who your partner was. Confirm for me who your partner was. Okay? Then you're going to have lunch. After lunch, you have independent reading. You'll start off with the news. So Andrew, if you're asked, where are you? Andrew, if you're asked if you can please load up CNN 10 if needed. And you do know, everybody knows that sometimes the video pauses and you have to fast forward it a little bit. So I would like Andrew to move it forward a little bit, just like you did yesterday. Nobody else needs to come up unless the teacher asks you or Andrew is away. Andrew can handle that. Okay? We don't need 25 people coming up and offering their help. I appreciate that, but Andrew's got it under control. After the news, you'll get to your independent reading. The group that just started yesterday, reading 33 minutes, you're going to go to the chapel to continue your reading as a group. If the chapel's not available, find a quiet spot in the hall. The group reading the book Twerp, you are not getting together today. We need to have a little chat because I don't think my expectations are matching with what is happening in your group. So you are not reading today, and we will chat tomorrow about whether your group is going to continue. So you're going to do your regular independent reading on your own, not the book Twerp today. All right? After independent reading, you have science. Like as I explained yesterday, both the grade 5s and the grade 6s are working on their own independent, individual science assignment. It's all on Classcraft, so I've updated Classcraft. The grade 6s, you're going to be working on learning about vertebrates and invertebrate animals. There's a few things that you need to read, there's a video you need to watch, etc. But you need to make sure first that you finished the assignment from yesterday. So in your science notebook, you should have a chart that compares deciduous and coniferous trees. Now I'm going to take that up with you after, probably tomorrow. So if there's something that you're not sure of, you can leave that until we take it up. But most of that information, like the shape of the leaf and whether they lose their leaves in the fall or not, most of that information was in the reading yesterday, and you can fill that in on your own. So that chart is the priority, grade 6, before you move on to today's work. When you do move on to today's work, there's foldable worksheets that the teacher has for you. It'll look like this when you glue it into your book, okay? So when you cut it out, it has these flaps that open up, and this part gets glued down. They each get glued down on a separate page, and you need to make sure that this part does not get glued down because you're going to write information underneath here, okay? Also make sure that these don't stick out of the page. This one especially needs to get really close, so you want everything to be fitting inside the book, so when you actually close your science notebook, there's no loose papers hanging out the side edge of the page. Grade 5s, you're working on also on Classcraft. You're learning about the respiratory system today. We're almost done looking at the circulatory system. I'm going to come back and talk about a few things. But you're going to start working on the respiratory system. So the information is on Classcraft on what you have to do. There's a little bit of reading. There's a short video as well. And once you're finished, you're going to update your science package that you already have by labeling the diagrams on the whole respiratory system and then on the lungs. Following that, you're going to build this foldable lung model. Okay, so you'll get the instructions for that. There's 4 pages that go with that, but this is a completed example that will be on the back table if you're not sure how to put it together afterwards. I do expect it to be colored. That's one of the instructions, and I do expect the coloring to be neat. If you're not sure what I mean by that, take a look at this finished example that's going to be on the back table if you want to know what my expectations are. Okay, that should take you right until recess. If I asked you to do a math makeup test, if there was a question that I wanted you to do, you didn't get a chance to do that yesterday, so today, immediately after lunch, instead of watching the news and instead of doing your independent reading, you're going to get right to that test question. So make sure that you ask your teacher for a copy of that test. Okay, this is your opportunity to show me that you really did understand something that I thought you did that you might have gotten wrong on the test. Okay. Lastly, at the end of the day, after recess, you know that you have reading buddies. If you were in the library last time, you'll go back to the library. If you were in the JKSK classroom last time, you'll stay in that classroom. You will all go down to their classroom to get your buddy. And then you will all go back, if you're in the library, you go back to their classroom with your little buddy, say your goodbye there, and then come back to class. Okay? So you all travel as a group. It's much easier that way to keep tabs on everybody. Make sure that the library stays clean and organized. So if your buddy takes books or if you take books from a specific area, it's got to go back to that specific area. We talked about last time that there should only be a maximum of 2 groups per couch on either opposite ends of the couch. Should not be in the middle because that's going to be too loud and confusing for the little kids to actually figure out who's saying what and to stay focused. I recommend that you spread out in the library. There should be lots of room. In fact, we should be the only class in there. And if it's still kind of too loud and there's too much noise going on, or it's not, it's too crowded, you can ask the teacher, your teacher, if you can come back to our classroom. So a few groups can come back to our classroom and we can spread out that way. But I don't want people wandering around in the halls to find their group. Okay, the priority is to do the reading. All right, I will see you tomorrow. I hope you have a great day. Your snack should be finished, and it's time to get to your writing. I almost forgot the random event of the day. So the random event of today is the Chant of the Master. So the player with the least experience points will select a song that I have to sing. So I'm not sure who that is. We can check tomorrow. But if you think you have the least experience points, think of a song that you're going to ask me to sing tomorrow, and I'll do my best to sing it. Okay? Now, it's really helpful if there's like a karaoke version of the song that has lyrics, because I might not know the words to whatever song you want. So keep that in mind. I'll do my best to sing it. Okay? Have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow.